Today we're at Abbeywood Gardens in Northwich, and it's one of our favourite gardens. We've not been here now for a few years, but it's great to be back, and we thought we'd show you around. We're in the tropical garden at the moment, so look at this. This huge Echium towering above us. It's wonderful, and the bees are having a great time on there as well. And look at this huge canna as well, Canna, Wyoming. Look at those lovely orange flowers. So vibrant, just as I like them. I love the way that when you're in this part of the garden, you really do feel like you're somewhere else. I also like the way that there are so many plants and flowers with purple foliage. I mean, look at this Catinus here with the beautiful dewdrops on. And also this lovely salvia. Come and look at this. It's amazing. I love the colour. Look. Lovely, beautiful purple. Now that's what you call a lovely colour. Look at what I've just found. Most of you will know by now, my favourite colour is red. And look at this lovely Arbutelon. Perfect red. That is lovely. With another one of my favourites, the canna next to it, with those beautiful burnt orange flowers. Now that is vibrant. This here is actually one of my favourite parts of the garden. I like this lovely little area here with a seat in. There might be a reason for this. It's probably more likely to be that the cafe is just behind, where they serve lots of lovely cakes, teas, coffees, and lots of nice meals. I think that's probably the reason why I like it so much. And you can take my word for it, they do fantastic cake too. We're now in the pool garden. What I like about this garden is it's such a beautiful, tranquil space. And obviously we have the water behind as well, with that lovely little bridge. It's so peaceful here, and the planting is just well thought out. And to be honest, it's stunning. On one of our other videos, I was saying just how much I love purple sedum. When you see it in a garden like this, planted en masse in a huge straight line on both sides of the pond, you really do see why it's such a beautiful plant. Not just that, it's fantastic for autumn pollinators as well. You'll find the bees and butterflies all over these. Stipa gigantea is one of our favourite grasses, and in the pool garden we've noticed that it's dotted around in various places. But look at that, it's such a statement plant, and in any big garden such as this, it really does create the right mood. It creates a statement. It says, look at me, I'm here. I really like the way they've got the sedum running through the border, then they've got the yew hedging, And then behind, this cheeky crocosmia coming up at the other side. This beautiful orange flowers. It's quite effective, that. Nice pop of colour. This is one huge area of Persicaria and Plexicalis. Just look at it. It's teeming with wildlife. There are bees just everywhere. And I love the way that not only it's a huge area, but these lovely pots that they've got in the border itself with a yew hedge as a backdrop. And if you follow me along, come and look. There's another huge swathe on this side with another pot. Look at that. Bees are just covering the whole area, and there's even two little places to sit as well. I love the way that they use irrigarum in these lovely pots. I just think it looks stunning. It creates such a statement, and very delicate daisy flowers, but it's a really good doer, and I do recommend that for anyone's garden because we have it and it just provides you with so much cheer. I don't know what this Liguularia is, but it's definitely a new one on me. It's a very beautiful plant, and I just love the height, the fact that it's planted, as you can see, en masse, that there's insects all over it. And I really do think that that would be coming home with me if I had my way. If you come through these gates into the next area, the mood becomes much more tranquil. It's more intimate and it changes completely. And in here, we've got lots of whites, lots of flowers, white. I know we've got yellow over there, but there is a lot of white. And instantly, you feel the peace, you feel the tranquility. The mood really does change when you come through into this area. It's called the Chapel Garden, and the more time we spend in here, the more relaxed and peaceful I become. It's just lovely. I like the way they've used white to convey that sense of peace and tranquility, and it really does work. I like, if you follow me, I love this white phlox because of the scent. As soon as you come into this area, it hits you. You know I'm a big lover of phlox, but that phlox is lovely. And speaking of Persicaria, we've also got this white variety of Persicaria. Now the flowers are much smaller and much more delicate, but they are so beautiful. It's such a beautiful space, this, it really is. To be honest with you, it's actually one of my favourites now. Being here today like this, it's just helped me. As soon as I came through those gates, it's just instantly the peace just hits you. So it really has. They've hit the brief on this garden, literally, because it's just fantastic. I love it. This is one amazing border. Just look at it. It's fantastic. I love it. Look at the width of it, and look at how many plants we've got. Got this lovely aster. We've got the dahlias. You name it, we've got it in this border. Oh, verbena bonariensis just peeking out through here. Oh, God. Oh, look at these as well. A cheeky bee trying to get some pollen while I'm here. Look at these. Sedum. Your more traditional sedum. Now the older I get, I think this is a very beautiful plant, but the older I get, the more I'm liking the purple varieties. It's just a personal choice, that's all. But when I was little, we always had these in the garden. But there are just some Persicaria in there. And some Echinops. If you see just through there. Now Paul is very jealous because the Monarda here is still flowering and ours stopped flowering a very long time ago. He's He's not happy chappy. Now this border is double-sided, so we have this section here, and then there's a path splitting it down the middle, and then there's another section over the other side, and it's the same for the pergola as well, this beautiful pergola behind. That's called Pergola Walk, and literally that continues over the other side of the path as well. It looks amazing. There are so many wonderful climbers growing along the pergola as well. Lots of different climbers, including roses, which you know are my favourite. But this border, you've got to come and see it to believe it. It really is wonderful, and I do recommend it to anybody. You need to be here to see it with your own eyes. We're just at the other side of the border, and just look at the planting. So it's virtually mirrored. There are a few exceptions, but notice at the front here of the border, we've got a rigorem again, and that is literally covering the entire front. So it's creating an edge to the harsh stone brick. So this plant likes dry and sunny conditions. Well, to be honest with you, at the front of this border here, it can't possibly get more sun because we're definitely in a south-facing position here. This looks to me like Salvia hot lips. It's a beautiful salvia, loving this sunny border, and look at the colours with the red and the white. It's stunning. We used to grow this in the garden in Sheffield, and it really liked it for a while, but we did lose it. But look at it against the backdrop of the Veronicastrum seed heads, with the blue salvia in the background there, and the grass along the back. The bees are loving this as well. I love the view from this part of the garden, looking back towards the cafe. I love the structure in the background and the bridge and this huge pot here filled with flowers. But my favourite thing is when you turn this way and you see these borders here with that fantastic view at the end. Look at that for a view. These two herbaceous borders are phenomenal. This pathway, or should I say this grass pathway, is a corridor. It takes you to the gardens beyond. Yet these two herbaceous borders create a huge statement with these sentinel conifers. They're just there like sentinels, aren't they? And the planting, it's just amazing. We're in September and there's so much to see, so much to look at, so many seed heads to admire, and so many flowers. Just look at the seed heads on this phlomis. They're stunning, and they will stay that way all over winter. Just imagine them with a touch of frost over the tops. This really is a plant that you need a medium-sized space for. I mean, we had it in Sheffield in our cottage garden, but the garden itself wasn't huge, and this really is a plant that you need a big space for. Look how it's colonised this entire area. And when it does this, you end up with a statement, and the statement is the seed heads. And early on in the year, in the summer, the beautiful yellow flowers. There are these lovely cone flowers dotted around each side of the borders, and they're still flowering. They're going over, some of them, and look at the seed heads. Those will establish and look stunning and stay that way throughout the winter. I love the feel of these as well. When you touch them, they're quite prickly. I love them. And the pink, this colour, would have been stunning when they first came out, but they still look good. And they're providing, I'm just loving the orange actually, the seed heads. I'm not sure whether I prefer the flowers or the seed heads themselves. And these will only get better as time goes on. Now this is our favourite part of the gardens. It's the prairie garden, and we've deliberately left this visit until well into September so that we can come along and enjoy the fantastic grasses and late flowering perennials that are looking fabulous at this time of year. I love these digitalis. They look almost otherworldly. There's something not from this planet, and they really do have a place here in this time of year. They just look stunning. You've got the leaves at the base of the plant that are green, and then these spires. Almost alien-like. If you notice these salvias, whilst there are a few flowers along the plants, they've not been dead-headed. Now this means that, to all intents and purposes, they're going to be finished, they're done. And certainly in a different situation, if these had been dead-headed, right now you will be looking at a blaze of colour in this sunny spot, in this magical place. Things could have been totally different, but maybe that's the purpose in this garden. Maybe the purpose is to let things go over naturally and then enjoy the beauty at the end. Now this plant is a bee magnet. There are pollinators all over. And I'll tell you something, the first thing you notice when you walk past this plant is the scent too. Look at the butterfly over there. He's having a real nectar treat. I love this Sanguisorba canadensis. It looks beautiful running through the border. It's fantastic. Next to the Veronicastrum seed heads. They've well and truly gone over. Just look at them. But they look great together. They each have their own purpose and their own time. And soon, it'll be this plant's time to turn to seed. Another favourite of ours is this Calamagrostis avalanche. It is so tactile. It's a plant that you want in the garden just to brush past and touch. Something else I really like is the height. I tend to like really tall grasses. I'm not a fan of the shorter ones. I like things tall. And so this grass really does do it for me. I just love it. It's so feathery-like, it's so soft. It's just a plant that you want to touch. You come out into the garden, you want to touch it and play with it. Because these borders are designed in these long, sweeping shapes, it allows you at various points to be able to see through the borders into the other borders beyond. It's fantastic. It's almost like spiral shapes. And you can see right through. It gives you a real idea when you can see through like that where you would like to go to next. I just had to get down with this Eryngium, a real prickly customer, but it rivals any other seed head. Just look at it. It's so beautiful. I love the Rudbeckia with the backdrop of the miscanthus. It looks really nice, but I absolutely adore the name of this Rudbeckia. It's called Green Wizard. The seed heads remind me of a pointed wizard's hat. Just look at that. The verbascum seed heads just look like they're a claw, like fingers pointing up to the sky. That is so impressive, and such an architectural plant as well within the borders. I'd forgotten how beautiful the Astrantia seed heads actually are. They look so nice, like little bells arching over. And through the seed heads you can actually see that there's still some Astrantia in flower. It's a really beautiful variety. If you ever want to know in a garden which plants bees like, just observe plants when you're out. Just go into other people's gardens, come out to visit and places like Abbeywood Gardens and just see which plants the bees adore. And this Helenium is no exception. It's absolutely covered in bees. Now this plant is Echinacea pallida. It's actually one of Paul's most favourite plants, and just look how beautiful it looks. Once the flowers are finished, the seed heads are there in all the glory, and they're becoming riper by the week. Just look at that lovely dark seed head. And with Echinaceas, I just love the feel of them. That prickly feel, almost like a hedgehog. You feel like you're going to get prickled. They're so beautiful when they're in flower, but they're so beautiful through the winter too. The Actaea behind me, as you can see, is not very happy. Usually at this time of year, you will have beautiful, tall, white flowers, and the scent would just fill this entire area. As it stands, there are only a few flowers on the plants, and the plants themselves look a little worse for wear. And the reason why that is because of the drought conditions that we've been having. This plant is a plant that likes to be moist. It likes to be watered, and unfortunately, because of the conditions and the extreme temperatures that we've had, they really have suffered. But that's not a problem. There are a few flowers out and about, and next year I'm sure this will be a really beautiful display. This Sedum matrona is absolutely covered in bees. They're all over it. And you can see why. If you were a bee, and certainly if I was a bee, I know where I'd be coming. The flowers have just covered this entire area. It's a lovely plant. It's a succulent. It can handle dry conditions. It does have a tendency to flop, but in our own gardens, what we've done in the past is we simply just put a ring around it, you know, a metal ring, just to keep it in its place and keep it upright. Look at that, that is stunning. That is worth coming just to see the bees all over it, as happy as what they are. If we go a bit closer, we can see that in the centre of this plant, it's pretty much beginning to die off. So it's not very happy. Now, if this was my plant, what I would do is during the winter time, I take it up, lift it, I divide it, replant it, and it will grow again and be really, really happy. It's just a sign the way that that looks that it's ready for lifting and dividing. I love these red hot pokers as well. The flowers have clearly gone over, but look at how they're turning as they've finished and the seeds have come away. How they're actually turning into like little hooks. I love it. Like little tiny hooks. Again, how they look right now is stunning. The worst thing that you could do at this minute is chop it back, you know, cut the flower heads back, lose the stems, when at the end of the day you've got the plant at the base, but you've also got these beautiful stems as well. to enjoy, until eventually they will probably collapse and give way. They're pretty slender, but you can enjoy them for as long as possible, certainly going into the winter or well into the winter. The Achillea behind me adds its own architectural magic. I love the way that the plant looks just as beautiful with its seed heads on as it does with its flowers. As you can see, there's still a few yellow spots throughout the border, but yet the seed heads are now taking hold. The plant's gone over, it's set in its seed, but it still looks stunning. If there's one thing that we can all take from this video, and that we can certainly take from this visit today, it's that in autumn, just when you think plants have been at their best, they've finished, they've not. These plants still have something to offer during the autumn and winter months, not just for insects, but for our eyes as well. In amongst the Eryngium Picos Blue here, we've got some beautiful agastache. Now agastache likes it dry and it likes the sun. It is such a beautiful plant to grow, and it has a delicious licorice scent when you brush along the flowers and the foliage. It's well worth growing if you can. I'm just stood here admiring the pumpkins at the moment. We're in the vegetable garden now. There's one thing that you'll notice about this garden is that it's not only filled with edibles, it's filled with lots of stunning plants, lots of flowers. There's lots of things happening here. It's a treat for the eyes. I just absolutely love this place. If you look around, there's so much. If you just follow me around. So many plants, so many flowers. And it's a place not just where food is grown, but a place that's filled with love too. I love this annual bed, these antirrhinums. They just fill you full of cheer and hope. It's autumn, but there's still colour, there's still lots going on. There's so many annuals in this bed. Another thing I've managed to find here is my favourite feverfew. Now, I was brought up with this in the garden at home, and feverfew is fantastic. It's an amazing remedy for a headache or migraine. So if you take just one of the leaves, eat it, it's supposed to help with these ailments. It really does work as well, so give it a try. Rudbeckia laciniata is such a gorgeous plant. It is tall. I love the tallies in the garden, and this one hits it straight away. I just love the height. I love these beautiful lemon petals, beautiful yellow. And with the height, for me, you just can't beat it. It's a perfect back of a border plant. This has got to be one of the most beautiful vegetable gardens I've ever been in. It is just stunning. The sweet peas here at Abbeywood have obviously gone over. There are a few flowers, but let's face it, they've gone over and gone to seed. They're obviously saving them for that very purpose so that they can sow them again next year. One of my favourite seed heads of all time has to be the poppy. I just love the structure of it, the look of the seed head itself, and there's nothing better when the seed head's ready than that little shake of the head itself and the sound of those seeds dispersing. I really do think that these seed heads, once dried, are perfect for flower arranging. They have so many purposes, but just look at how stunning that looks. That is beautiful in its own right. They don't have to be flowering to be beautiful. They can be past the best, but still at the best. We're in the rose garden. It's so lovely to be in here. There's lots of flowers to see, so much scent, and there are so many roses mixed in with herbaceous perennials and shrubs. It's such a lovely place to be. Here's a lovely rose for you, Champagne Moment. It's beautiful, it's white, and what's not to enjoy about this lovely, tall, beautiful rose? This one is absolutely fabulous. No, it's not just me saying that, it's called absolutely fabulous. It's a beautiful colour with an amazing scent. I definitely recommend that one. Natasha Richardson, as this rose is called, goes really, really well with the salvia next to it. I like this rose because it looks so graceful. I think it's a really beautiful choice and again, a welcome addition in any garden. The scent's really nice too. This is a rose that I recommend to any serious rose grower, the Lady of Shalott. It's a fantastic rose, lovely height, and really, really good disease resistance as well. We grew this in Sheffield many, many years ago, and it really is a beautiful rose. Aconitum is such a fantastic plant. It's a perfect substitute for delphiniums. Delphiniums, as you know, get obliterated by slugs. If you'd like to grow something different that doesn't get affected by slugs, Aconitum is the perfect choice. The roots are very, very poisonous, but so long as you're careful when handling them, that's fine. Just look at the flowers on this. It's just about to flower. Now this is an autumn flowering plant, this type, and it's just about to come out. I should imagine in a few weeks' time that's going to look stunning. If we ever had another rose garden like we had many years ago in Sheffield, I'm sure that Paul would fill it full of these. This is Munstead wood. It's a really beautiful rose. Look at that beautiful, vibrant colour. It's so lovely. It's sultry. And the scent is really, really nice. That concludes our visit here today to Abbeywood Gardens. Please, please come here. It's a fantastic place. We really do recommend it. You can quite easily spend all day walking around the gardens, eating in the cafe, and there is a children's play area as well, and just lots of places to enjoy. There's lots of animals to watch in the field and things, so it's a really great place to come to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our video. Please click the like button, please subscribe to us, and if you've got any comments, please drop them in the comments box below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.